All right, guys, welcome to another Car Chronicles. About to go in this particular store. But you know what? Isn't it funny that how people try to encourage you to do things that could possibly be no good for you? You know, you're one of those type of people that's going to ask questions and want to check this and check that. And you're pretty thorough individual. You know what I'm saying? And if you go their route and they blow up in your face, then they're like, well, you shouldn't have did it. You know, you ever thought about that? I don't like that. It's interesting. Why you doing that? Why you gotta check this? Why you gotta check that? Why you gotta do it like that? Because I want to. You need to ask the questions. I've done a video about this before, but just came up my in my spirit again. It's just that it's like cause I can. I'm a check. Cause I want to know. I want answers for myself. Now you might be all willy and nilly in these streets and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with living life and having some excitement with it and doing some spontaneous things, but you also have to have wisdom because the spontaneous things, tongue-tied, can lead to something worse than you ever imagined. You know what I'm saying? And it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? And and I encourage you, do what you need to do, which is best for yourself. Which I've said this before as well. Do what you got to do. Do what you need to do. But it's just so funny how they get angry with you. You're doing all that. You're doing the most. You're doing this. That's right. I am going to do the most. Because I don't want any unwanted doors that should not be open to me. Okay, that should have been happening in the first place. Yeah, I'm a check again. You dig? So that just came up to me. This is kind of short, but it's just funny how people do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't ask all these questions. It's like it's a crime for you to do some investigation, check, and make sure it's right for you and everything like that. And again, when it hits the fan, they went, well, you probably should have, this, that. They got every excuse in the book. You know what I'm saying? So do what's right. Do what's best for yourself. Check. All right? This is called Chronicles. Later.